Hi everybody, Mrs. Gifford here, and today we're going to talk about section 4.2, angles of triangles. And we're going to apply the triangle angle sum theorem and exterior angle theorem when writing proofs about triangles. And actually today we're going to take a little break from writing proofs about triangles and just use what we know to find missing measurements. So a little bit of vocabulary. We've got exterior angles and remote interior angles. And if you extend one side of a triangle, like we did here with this red line where AB is, creates an angle on the outside. We call that the exterior angle, where the blue arrow is pointing. And then the remote interior angles are the opposite, or are the angles that are not connected to that exterior angle. So that's where the green arrows are pointing. So let's look at some examples. We're going to find, the measure of each numbered angle. And I'm going to start with angle 1. And as we look at it, angle 1 and this 57-degree angle form what? A straight line. What do we know about straight lines? They add up to 180 degrees. So we know that angle 1 plus 57 degrees has to equal 180. So if we subtract 57, then we find out that angle 1 is equal to, what is that, 123 degrees. So angle 1 is 123 degrees. So now that we know angle 1, we could either do 2 or 3. I'm going to do 3 just because we now know angle 1 and that 28-degree angle. So we know that angle 1 is 123 degrees plus the 28 plus angle 3 equals 180 degrees, because we know that the sum of the angles of a triangle add up to 180. So I add these two numbers together, that gives me 151 plus angle 3. And I'm going to subtract 151 from both sides. So I get angle 3 is equal to 29 degrees. So far we have angle 1 and angle 3. Angle 1 is 123 degrees, and then angle 3 is 29. So all we have left to do is to find angle 2. And just like angle 3, because we know angle 2 plus 71 degrees plus 57 equals 180. We're going to solve that the same way. So angle 2 plus 128 equals 180. And I'm going to subtract my 128. So I get angle 2 is equal to, sorry about that. Angle 2 is equal to 52 degrees. Okay, using the sums of triangles. Next one. So we're going to make a shelf in our closet, and so we need to figure out the measurement of angle 1. Here's one of those exterior angles. And we see in the diagram that we have a 90-degree angle and a 40-degree angle, and we're trying to find the measurement of angle 1. So the first thing that we need to do is find the measurement of that angle right there. So we know that 90 degrees plus 40 degrees plus, not angle 1, I'm going to call that angle question mark, is equal to 180, because the sums of triangles. And I'm going to subtract 130 from both sides, just like the previous example, to get 50 degrees. Now this isn't the answer to the question, but what we have found out is this angle right here is equal to 50 degrees. So that makes it easy for us to find the measurement of angle 1. And we know that angle 1 plus 50 has to equal 180. So we get the measure of angle 1 is equal to 130 degrees. Okay? Last example. So we need to find the measures of each numbered angle in this particular diagram. Actually, only angles 2, 3, and 4 here. Excuse me. So as we take a look at this diagram, we know that, we'll start actually with angle 2. We know that angle 2 plus, oops, not angle, plus that 38-degree angle plus 90 is going to equal 180, the sums of the angles. So angle 2 plus 128 equals 180 minus 128, so angle 2 is equal to 52 degrees. So this is 52 degrees. And now what do we notice? We notice that angle 2 and angle 3 equal 90 degrees, and we just figured out that angle 2 is 52 degrees. So I'm going to subtract 52. So we get angle 3 is equal to 38 degrees. So here's 38 degrees. Now in this diagram, the last one we have defined is angle 4. Well, over here, angle TZY is a right angle, so that makes this angle right next to it also a right angle because they form a straight line. And so then we have the fact that angle 3 plus angle 4 plus that 90-degree angle has to add up to 180 degrees. We just found out that angle 3 is 38 degrees. And so I combine my my 38 and my 90 to give me 128. And then I subtract my 128. So angle 4 is equal to 52 degrees. So in all three examples, we use the fact that the measure of triangles adds up to 180 degrees. And we've used what we know about angles that form straight lines in 90-degree angles, complementary angles. Alrighty, there you go.